Aloha, everybody. My name is Zasha Smith, and I'm the host, one of the hosts of this webinar, along with Kolaiah Jardine. And we are really excited to talk about something that we're really passionate about, and that is affordable housing, especially living in an expensive market like Hawaii. You know, it has always, especially for me growing up, and both of us growing up the way that we did, we'll get into that in a little bit. It means a lot to us that you guys are here and sharing in this vision and wanting to know how you can be a part of this venture that we're going on. And I especially wanted to highlight Fuzzy because he has been doing this for a while, and just connecting with him and seeing what he has going on now. I think it's super important for other people to know that, one, it's possible, two, you can do it in Hawaii, and three, the amount of homes that he's able to build at one time is definitely phenomenal. So this presentation, we're going to talk about Fuzzy and his $6 million new build project in Hilo, Hawaii, and how he's able to keep it affordable. And so he has 20 plus homes that he's building. And we just wanted to showcase that and share with everybody kind of what our goals are, what projects we're working on, and especially this one, these couple that he is working on. And so please turn on your cameras. I know some of you guys might not be able to, but if majority of you guys can, it just helps us put a face to the name and feel more connected. And we're going to drop some extremely incredible value on you guys. Not a lot of investors like to share what their strategies are, their connections, and how they're doing things, because that's how they make their money, right? But me and Fuzzy have grown to have that abundance mindset that we're going to share. So hopefully we can collaborate, we can create more projects, we could possibly partner, or other people can come and invest in our deals. And I found that, you know, I've been doing this since 2019, not too long, but the more genuine I am and true to myself and true to my own values, and the more positive, you know, information and positive vibes that I put out there, the more comes back to me. So that's also what we want to share with you guys, is just how we're doing things, and put that in people's minds that even if we do live in an expensive market, there are other ways that you can give back to your community through investing in real estate. And so put a thumbs up or a shaka if you guys are ready for this presentation. Thumbs up, shakas. Okay, so who am I? My name is Zasha Smith, aka Invest with Zasha, all over social media. And I was an engineer for 10 years. I'm a mother, island girl. I grew up here, raised by a single mom who really, you know, I moved every probably year while I was in school. So she couldn't barely afford rent. And that really taught me from a young age about finances, being very mindful of what, you know, income was coming in, expenses going out. I put myself through college, had my first daughter out in, I flew back home and had her, but I was in my second year of college and persevered through that, got my degree in civil engineering, moved home, and couldn't even afford to buy a house, even though I was an engineer. So my first house was kind of like Fuzzy was mentioning before this, in the when everybody was logging on, that the only way people can really afford to live in Hawaii realistically is if they move in together, right? So me and my mom bought a house together. There was a main house and an attached ohana, an attached, what do mainland people call it? Attached, like, unit to the house. And so I was in one side, she was in the other. She moved out. I ended up renting the other side, renting a room on my side, and basically house hacking before I even knew that was a thing. So that is definitely one way I tell people, if they're just getting started or they want to look for a quick way where they can qualify. They don't really want to be an investor, but they want to start lowering their expenses. Is housing is the most expensive cost for most people. So if you can find a way to make income off of that and basically be living almost for free, then, you know, why not? But that's a little bit about me. And right now, so I started investing while I was working full time, ended up buying my first fix and flip, buying my first rental, and then really scaling after I joined a mentorship. And today I own 16 rentals, 11 here in Hawaii, 5 in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I've completed 19 flips and netted over $1 million. And I am a co-general partner in 4 syndication deals, which range from 100 to over 200 units. And I have an RV park under contract right now. We're going to close next week. It's going to have 45 pads, 13 acres in Branson, Missouri. And then also closing on a 15-unit office building with another partner in Kansas City. So that's a little bit about me and just the backing that I have and experience I want to share. So if there's anything that resonates with you, feel free to ask at the end of this presentation. But I have the honor of introducing Fuzzy, who is just such an amazing human being. And just, I want him to share his story, what he's doing, and any questions you guys have, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask.
What's up, gang? That's my slogan on Instagram, say what's up to everybody. Thank you, Zasha and the team. Thank you to everyone that has been involved on this journey. All the people that, all the education programs that I've signed up with, paid thousands of dollars to be here in front of you guys to showcase what I do. I grew up with a single mom, and we grew up, in humble beginnings without, right? But we did have a roof over our head. So I was raised with my mom, and then eventually my stepfather. And then, I got rascaled. So I got sent to my mom's parents on the Big Island. So that's how I was able to live on both islands. And still till this day, I'm 3 days on the Big Island and 4 days on Oahu. 4 days with my family. I live in Nanakuli Homestead, and then 3 days I'm hitting the ground running to manage all these 25 plus projects that we're doing right now for our local families. So my journey started in 2014. I signed up with a program called Fortune Builders, and what they taught me was the money side of the business and networking, and all the paperwork, the structure. Of course, I watched all the videos, but what I did in the beginning was I linked up with one of the coaches because my parents was going through foreclosure. So while they were going through foreclosure, the company put me in touch with the coaches. When the coaches walked through with my parents on how they could save their situation, I followed along. And then I told them, look, I want to do anything you guys tell me. I'll do anything free. I want to learn from you guys. And that's kind of where I was at, how I learned the investor side. I already had the background of the construction side. So it kind of went hand in hand. So that's how my journey started. So when I grew up on the Big Island, I noticed that, growing up as you get older, you kind of, get smarter, right? So I noticed that land was cheap, and I knew that, eventually that's where, I'd be looking at to invest, and it was super affordable. So don't mind me, because this is my first webinar, and I'm all like, but I hope that we can bring value on all the things that I'm doing right now and how we can help local families. So we're gonna dive in. This house right here is one of the houses that we built, and back in the, I think this one was in like 2018 or 19, when the lava flow, that one big one in Leilani Estates, and right when they were supposed to be purchasing this house, the couple came from Kauai. I told them, if you guys want to back out, like I would, let them cancel. But yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys today 8 steps that I use to build affordable housing. These steps can be used on any island, but you just got to remember, each island or wherever you're from, the Department of Planning or wherever you submit your plans through is different, right? Big Island has less hula hoops or jumps that you have to go through because there's not as much development as the other islands. And then also I've networked because I've been doing this affordable housing. I met a friend and he put me in touch with Jeff Gilbert from Hawaiian Community Assets. It's a program that local families or families can go to learn financial education and get themselves to find out where they're at on their finances. And they help people get affordable rental and affordable housing. During COVID, they helped a lot of people and they donated millions of dollars to local families. So through them, I was able to get a $25,000 check from the OISTA group and to keep doing what I was doing with no strings attached. So I could go buy me a brand new truck right now, but that's not what I did. I bought new land. I bought another property with that money so that I can keep doing what we're doing. I've also raised money through social media. So I met one of my first lenders getting involved with this development side, Frank and Cheryl. If they're on, thank you guys. They pretty much put up all the money. So I found a developer, I found Frank and Cheryl, and I made money in between. So I put them together. Plus, I learned from the developer on how to go from start to finish on a brand new build. So, and then we're gonna go through pictures of the process, and then we'll end up with, questions if you guys have any. So this is huge. Like your why in life, like, you're working at your job right now, you're satisfied, why are you doing what you're doing? So in life, I always, well, growing up, I seen my mom working like 3 jobs, my grandfather always working, and then my grandmother was a stay-at-home mom. But just watching my mom work like 3 or 4 jobs just to put, a roof over our head, put clothes on us so that we could have what probably she never had, right? And that turned into my why. Like I didn't want my children to see me, see us or live without. So pretty much also, like, I love traveling, surfing all over, right? And that's kind of, I made my why so strong. So that's why I ended up spending that money to get the education from somebody that's already doing it and not listening to the family members or the people that are saying, "Right, you shouldn't do that. You end up losing money," all the negative stuff. And I turned it into a positive. And today, I'm pretty set. So if, like, I could stop what I'm doing and I could live comfortably with the residual income that's coming in from my rentals. I'm not a bragger about being having a lot of money. So I'm very humble. But yes, think about your why you're here today. I mean, obviously to learn from somebody that can bring value, like myself. And I don't know, I'm pretty stoked to be part of showing you guys what I do. I don't know, Sasha, help me with this.
So I'm the engagement girl. So,
Right.
like Fuzzy was saying, his why came from his upbringing. We grew up kind of in the same predicament. Now we're able to give back. He does a lot of affordable housing. I rent, majority of my rentals are for people on Section 8 or HUD because, I came from low income housing. But I think when you're going through anything in life or you're making changes and you're having to think of your purpose, like it could be anything from like your family, you want time freedom, you want flexibility, you want to travel more. So any of those reasons, please put it in the chat right now, just so that we can get an idea of what is driving you guys, or what, is your reason why you're here today, or why you're even just striving for more, because I think we all have a lot more potential than we even realize, and impact, right? So like Fuzzy was saying, for me, my why is definitely my family, like to spend more time with them. I was working as a civil engineer for 10 years. working 60 to 70-hour weeks. I was never home. I started going in on Saturdays. And then I see my boss going in on Sundays. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want that to be my life. And so that was a driving force for me to, go all in investing. But I was working full time while I started. And then now I can basically, nobody is telling me what I could do with my day. I don't financially depend on, a job or, my rental properties, of course, and my business, but we're putting on this webinar because we care, right? We want to make an impact. We're stable enough where we can now spend the time to inspire other people. And I think with him as well, we are not ones to be like, hey, we're millionaires, or, put ourselves out there. I do now for social media aspects, but that's because you need to gain credibility, right? Like, why should people listen to you? Why should people listen to Fuzzy? Is because he has all this experience. He's doing amazing things. So if you put in the chat, your reason why could be your kids, family, your mom, you want to take care of your mom, time, anything like that. That'll just keep us pumped up. So as we go through this slideshow and just share, a little bit about what he's doing and just
Yeah.
keep
Another
us
thing,
keep the vibes up.
one of my whys was accomplished last year. I was able to, I know we were supposed to give my mom a brand new house, but we turned it into a business, me and my wife, but it's coming. But I was able to purchase a home for my mom, and that was just amazing. To be able to hand her a key and say, thank you for, like, because I was rascal, and I'm not sure if she's on, but I love you, mom. So yeah, opportunities, once you start changing your mindset and not thinking like, if you don't have money, because that's how I was thinking, I don't have the money to do this. Like, how the heck am I gonna do all of this? Like, I was in that seat like that you guys are in today. If you're newbies, if you're not, you're experienced. That situation. Like, once you get your first deal, then your mind starts opening up to other things. So, but opportunities is everywhere. As soon as you step out that door, there's opportunities on social media. There's opportunities. How I met Zasha was through social media. Like, I mean, the more I started, like, I was more quiet. I was kind of like, I didn't want to show what I had because I just didn't want to share yet because I thought that I didn't have the experience or the way to kind of talk to people about it. But then once I talked to more people that said, bro, you should start showcasing what you do, because what you're doing is good. You're helping local families and not much people are doing it. So that's why, I'm jumping on things like this and collaborating with others who are on social media. So, like, one of the lessons, okay, we're gonna go into it's actually telling me, okay, hurry up, you're talking too much. So one of the lessons in the beginning, I met the developer and we worked on a project together. He told me that the project was going to cost about 100 grand. So one of the coaches taught me, hey, you can go get lines of credit and from banks, or lines of credit from the banks, or credit cards. So I was like, what, serious? So I was able to get like 130 or 150K, like 13 credit cards. And the 0% interest only lasted for like a year or 18 months. So I said, wow, this is, let's do it. But before I did the lines of credit, I had already bought the lot on Emerald Drive, and it was on, I bought the lot for about $8,000, right? And that's how cheap it was back then in 2014 and 15. Now they're going for like 40K. Right. And if I knew then what I know now, what I'm telling you now is the time to purchase land, because it's going to go even higher. But anyway, I learned a lesson by the project manager, or the partner on this project stopped doing work. He said, you go manage the project by yourself. So like that was crazy. Like, the lessons that I learned to take something from the start to finish was just insane. Sleepless nights. And I depended on in fact, I depended on the subs that he hired and made the relationships then to take it to the finish line. When we got to the finish line, I lost money by using 13 credit cards, but I paid the debt off because I had other projects going on. but I learned how to build a brand new house from scratch. And that was just amazing. I appreciate meeting that guy, but his brother was able to help me at the back end to list the property, help me take it to the finish line and sell it to a local family. So every time I passed that street, I always passed by. I was like, hey, that's the first one that I did that I lost money. But everyone after that has been profitable. And a lot of the time, not a lot, but most of the houses that we sold, in fact, pretty much all of them came with equity, and we gave credit back. So, I mean, what we're doing, our team is doing, we want to keep doing this, but in order for us to do this, we need to find more money to lock up land now, because it's going to change. So here's the 8 steps that I've been using and I was taught through the mentorships and coaches. And then I turned it into the development side. So location is super important, right? So when it's kind of like when you're shopping for cars, used car, new car, you're gonna buy a new car. As soon as you drive off the lot, it's the value goes down, right? But as far as location, you want to know that like what I do is I going to step 2 is I use a realtor to find out what houses are selling, how long they're staying on the market, and what size houses is selling in that area. And agents or wholesalers or people can send you all these deals, direct mail. You can send letters out to homeowners. You can do cold calling. People sell lists online, or there's VA virtual assistants that help you through this, or through building relationships. So that's why today I have people still sending me leads or deals for land, because I'm known as the Fuzzy the Builder, right? The Fuzzy the brand new builder. So it's a networking business. So once you find that area, or I find that area, I know it's a 3-bedroom or 2-bedroom or that fits my criteria. I try and underwrite the budgeting in step 3 and the cost to buy the lot and build. And if I'm in that perimeter of the after construction costs of other houses that's selling in that area, that's how I find what my profit potential is. So if I can buy the land, so like back then we're buying land for cheap. Now it's like 40 grand is the retail. But if I can buy the land for 25K, maybe 30K, I'm already ahead of the game. And then my build costs, I just gotta be able to negotiate with the contractors that I'm willing to hire to give me a lower cost. One of the things, once you find out the area, I also use someone that plans for me. So I go through HPM. They're a company on the Big Island. They're also on Maui, Kauai, and Oahu, and they have a planning department. And the planning department already works with the counties, so the people there can help route your plans depending on what house you're looking to build. So they have draftsmen and architects there to route your plans. So yeah, once you get that set. So what I've been using recently to speed my process up, I have been using pre-approved plans. And pre-approved plans are plans that the county, or so you can give up a set of plans to the county. They'll review it, you pay for that fee. Once they approve it, you can use that as a pre-approved plan for the whole year, over and over and over and over, as much as you want. So you can also sell those plans to other people once they approve it. So I've been using pre-approved plans to speed up the process. On the Big Island, I wait about 3 months for my building permits. Okay. While you're waiting for your building permits, you can kind of prep. Like on the Big Island, we can prep our property, right? So usually I'm working with the contractors and finding out numbers, not finding out numbers, just communicating with them on how much they can build something with me per square foot, and if it fits my budget. If that one contractor doesn't fit my budget, then I'll ask a couple more. But when I talk to contractors, I tell them, look, I'm not just your one-stop pony. I'm looking to build 5 to 10. And then not only that, my vision is to give back to our local families. So I'm asking you to bring down your price just a little bit so that we can, you make money, the subs, whoever is working it, make money. And then the people that's purchasing the home can afford it. And I also go to my, Home Depot and HPM to give me better pricing on my materials. So another thing, like during the building process, once you're going through the build, of course you got all the inspections, electrical, plumbing, like slab, first of all, the slab, electrical, plumbing, framing, and then, like the finish. And then you go to the end, like, which is number 7, you either sell it or keep it. But what we've been doing is selling, and then I'll keep one. And then you just repeat the process. So I'm not sure if I'm pretty clear, Zasha, on if that was a good presentation, or I know everybody's gonna have a lot more questions, but then we'll have a screen showing my numbers.
Yep. So if you guys want, screenshot this, and please help us just share this webinar, just share what Fuzzy's doing. If you tag him at Hi Fuzz, and Invest with Zasha, tag both of us on our stories. We'll reshare that as well, because we just want a lot of people to know that this is possible, and also just promote that, you can do something like this, like I said, in Hawaii, in an expensive market. You can be local. You can, how he is doing, he's making it affordable because he's able to build relationships with contractors, with agents, with other investors, and people with capital in order to invest in the projects. And along the way, there's ways that he saves money, like material costs, and telling these working out with some subs, like, hey, I'm going to be building 20 homes. You're going to have job for your crews and be able to support this local community, not only in the aspect of providing affordable homes for people, but also the workers in the community, right? That everyone involved, from like the people that work the escrow company, the contractors involved, now the building supply stores. Like, you think about all the benefits and money that he's bringing into these areas that still have a great cause. So yeah, screenshot that, put in your story.
So yeah, this next slide is an example of Stardust. Right near my, like, in the beginning of the this is in Ainaloa. My auntie Anita lives down that street, and she scored one. But this one we sold to a single mom, and our total build costs, I think we were into it like 250 something. I think we were about 200.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think total was about 250K. And then but the house appraised, higher, because this was like right before before the market, like the interest rate started to go up. But the girl came from, I think, Makaha, single mom. She was able to qualify. She transferred. She worked for what is the internet company? One of the internet companies. And then she scored it. And then we also gave, like, we had it listed for like 365, and then we came down to 350. And then the house appraised for like 385 or something like that. So, we gave value to the single mom, the homeowner, local girl. But this is kind of what the breakdown, of all the numbers that I've been looking at. Like, averaging all in's been about 250, but in Hawaiian Paradise Park, like other areas, the prices are more because of the just it makes a difference because of the purchase price of the land in area. And that's the most important thing I want everybody to know. Like if you're getting involved with brand new builds, number one thing is trying to get a deal on the purchase side of the property. And then you can work numbers on the build to be able to see if the thing is even worth pursuing. A lot of times I purchase properties with building permits, and then I squeeze the seller to say I need it at this number so that I can do this to build houses for local families. And a lot of times the sellers will give the property to me at a deal. And you know, it's just being able to negotiate with whoever the seller is, or if you're working with an agent. Yeah, so I want to highlight, like, there's 2 agents on there that's been working with me before, with Kana Silva, and then Jade. I know she's on there. Jade's been bomb. She's been selling a lot of these homes to our local families.
And I like that you can keep it affordable, but still make a profit for yourself, right? Because these $380,000 for a brand new 3-bedroom house is like incredible to me, because I mean, we're on Maui and you can't even get a piece of land for 380. So
Right.
that's
And
amazing that you're able to do that on the Big Island.
yeah, with land, right? With quarter acre, you can grow fruits, vegetables, you know, land. So it's pretty crazy how affordable it is. It is in rural areas, not much jobs, but if you have a business, or you know, I think if you downsize, like this is kind of crazy, but like coming from Oahu and seeing how expensive it is, and looking at the prices that I'm able to build on the Big Island, it just baffles me why other investors are investing on Oahu. So like, that's why I always took whatever monies that I could there, because I could give more back to my community. Because on Oahu is a little more tougher, but it still can be done. But it's just more on the house hacking or negotiating, seller financing, or subject to find good deals, you know, to be able to buy yourself a house, or if you know, you got a good job or career or business that you can buy. So, but here's the check from the Oista group that we got, because when they came up to visit and I walked them through all the projects, last year, at the end of the year, they came through and they're like, you know, amazed at what I was doing. I'm not the only one that's doing this, but there's others out there. So I'm not going to take all the credit, right? Because there's guys that's been doing it for years, and I'm just following suit. But with the Oista group, they gave this for me to keep doing what I've been doing. Was super crazy. I was like, what? You guys give me 25 grand? Wow.
I know Fuzzy called me. He was like, "Oh, Zasha, I'm headed to Maui. You want to come eat lunch?" And I was supposed to meet with these people. I was like, "Okay." Then I go down there and they're like awarding him. So I'm like, you could have told me. I could have dressed like nicer. You know, I didn't know you're getting an award or something. So it was really awesome though to see that there are other groups and organizations out there that could essentially even give you grants for doing what you're already doing, right? For building affordable housing. And I believe you said that they heard about you from another nonprofit group. Can you
Right.
touch on that a little bit?
So my good friend Scotty recently put me in touch with Jeff Gilbreth, and they're on Oahu. I'm not sure if they're on other islands too. They're Hawaiian Community Assets. They're a company that's out there to help local families. They have classes that's free that you can go through, and it's amazing what they offer to our local families that don't know where they're at, right? And they want to learn, you know, how to get themselves to the next level. That's how I met Jeff, and then he's seen what I was doing. They also have another company called Hawaiian Community Lending, because I have a company, and I was flipping homes and building homes. They have a side where they'll lend money to local businesses. So I was able to get lines of credit through the nonprofit to fund my deals. So none of my own money. You gotta remember, like a lot of like my first first deals, and like most of my deals now is none of my own money. Like everything came from other people's money. And in the beginning, I was like, I don't have money. How the hell am I going to do this? But by networking with other investors, the coaches, I was able to shift my mind to say, look, this is a deal. There's money to, in there. So like once you find a deal or have us or create that skill to find deals, the money will come. Like every single deal right now is none of my own money unless my profits, I go out and keep buying land to keep doing what I'm doing, or I'll buy a fixer upper and I'll burr it. So I burred like 3 properties, so far, and I've got a couple properties right now that is all equity. So I'm trying to do either a HELOC or cash out on it to keep rolling and create a what they call that for my family, generational wealth.
Yeah. And this is how, basically, to sum up what Fuzzy said, how we raise money for new builds. So we either use our own funds. So, if you're just starting off, or even as an experienced investor, sometimes you do throw in your own funds because it does cost money when you do borrow and are all in with none of your own money. You're still paying interest on all the money that you're having to bring into the deal. So that comes into number 2, private money, where you're raising money from either other investors, other lenders, or just everyday people that want to make use of their, savings account, not lose money to inflation, their retirement. People use that money to invest in deals. And then also, if your money's in stocks or something else, real estate is more of a secure asset that you can invest in. And depending on the operator and the deal itself, you would definitely, make your preferred return or more depending on the deal itself. So there's a lot of opportunities in the realm of private money. And these are all legit ways. It's not like somebody just gives you money, right? It's like you sign a promissory note, that note gets recorded against the property as a lien. So that's how your money is secured, because you can't sell the property, you can't do anything other than just build on the property unless that lien is paid off. So that's, people always wonder how private money works. And the way you get private money majority of the time is through relationships, building relationships with people, showing them your past experiences. And that's why it's so important in the beginning. You might got to give up some equity. You partner with a few investors or add value to them, and donate your time to learn what they're doing, but also add value to them. And in return, you'll build those longer lasting relationships. And I think Fuzzy has done very well with that, especially on the Big Island. And then there's the traditional ways you use, Bank of Hawaii or First Hawaiian Bank. I don't know on the Big Island who people typically use to buy land and do new builds. But for the investors, we usually use hard money loans or bridge loans like Keiko Capital, which is local to Oahu. And we've used them a lot as well. And then there's also other ways, like Fuzzy was saying, he goes directly to the owner and then he negotiates a discount on the price. Or there's times where you can negotiate if the land is paid off, you can have them become the bank and then finance the deal themselves. And you just pay them like a monthly fee or maybe pay them out at the end. It totally depends on the terms that you guys can work out. And then, like I said, partnering other people, HELOC, refinance, 401k, whole life insurance policy. We're running a little bit low on time, so I just wanted to get past that part and then get to this where you can explain more.
So yeah, I mean, this is kind of like a day to day. I've got like multiple projects going on, and the bonus in the end could kind of let you guys know. But bulldozer, right? You buy the land, you bulldoze it or clear it. It's one of the process prior to getting your permits on the Big Island. You can do this, right? We'll clear your lot, prep for the building permits. Next slide, partner. Then you pour the pour the cut. Wait, I got this thing. Where is it? Oh, right here.
Timer.
Okay. Next. So now you pour the concrete, then you get your framing, and then rough in, and then of course electrical plumbing, and then boom, done deal. So it sounds easy, but there's a lot involved with the brand new build. So a lot of times people think, they can take it on. Other people come and try to get involved, and sometimes because they don't know the process or haven't tagged along with somebody that's experienced, you can lose your shorts.
So if you stayed this far, we want to give you guys something special. We are actually going to do a private Hilo real estate project bus tour and mastermind, visiting 4 of the projects that Fuzzy has going on, and maybe some of mine, depends. But you're going to see from raw land, at different stages of projects, slabs to finished homes. We'll spend the day together, meet the suppliers that we use and the lenders as well. And then there'll be a lunch mastermind, and we just heard that they might also provide refreshments for breakfast too. So it's going to be a great day to really go in depth on what the affordable housing strategy we have is, and also just make all those connections with people. So if you ever wanted to be a part of something special that contributes to the local economy, this is definitely it, and you'll get to see everything hands-on. So I'll have this QR code on a few of the next slides coming on, but we would love your support in, building wealth while making an impact. I think that me and Fuzzy align with that goal, that, we are doing this as a business, but if there's ways that you can, do it as a business, but then add value to other people and make things a little bit more affordable and just give back in that way, then that's what we want to be a part of. So we are having I'll give you a couple minutes to, if you put your phone camera on this QR code, a little website will pop up, and I'll also actually just put it in the chat. Oh yeah, thanks, Nat. Put it in the chat, the website that you can go to reserve your seat. If you use the early bird code, there's 50% off. It's gonna be next weekend. So guys, we had a lot of interest, to make this webinar possible between me and Fuzzy's schedules, and then make this tour available with all our lenders and other what's it called, our suppliers' schedules. It ended up being a real time crunch. So it's going to be next week, Saturday, and we're really excited. So we're going to rent, yeah, we're going to rent a huge bus and just like take you guys along, show you everything behind the scenes, what we're doing, what we're working on, and, just make those connections for you. Because I think, especially when me and Fuzzy were coming up and just starting in this real estate space, I think for me anyways, I wish there was people around me that had more of that mindset. I started by going to like the foreclosure auctions, and everybody was like, nobody would talk to me, and they're just like, oh, more competition. But for us, it's kind of the other way around, right? We want to open the doors and let you guys know, hey, this is how you guys can do it too. And thank you, Fuzzy, for especially, it took years and years for Fuzzy to build these relationships, right?
Right. And, like, I'd like to bring on, if we can pull up Jade, and kind of talk story with Jade, if that's possible. So at least you can hear it from another aspect of the business. I met Jade through another partner that we no longer work together, but she stuck around because she knows her stuff, and she does, she pounds the pavement for our team to find us the deals on the MLS. And then not only that, she helps to sell them on the back end. So Jade, you there or you not there?
No, I'm here.
Oh, Jade, what's happening, Jade?
Just in Hilo rain, that's all.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you can kind of talk about how much projects that we've done together. I mean, from start to like when we met, and then, just to let people know, I mean, shoot, like, I want to share what I like. I want to open my books to all of you guys. I would love for all you guys to be there to come and visit, because even whatever they're charging to get you there is worth it, because I spent thousands to learn from these guys, but they didn't hold my hand. right? The coaches don't hold your hand. They just give you information and you gotta, figure it out almost like, they'll give you everything you need. But I'm out there reaching to you guys to show you guys, okay, look, here's all the projects. Here's who I'm buying the materials from. We might even meet some of my subs on the job sites that we stop by. I mean, not much people are doing this. And when I linked up with Zasha, Ryan Pineda, and Pace Morby, they started opening up my mind and started teaching me to not be so enclosed and to share your knowledge and spread the aloha. Because if I'm gone, then all that knowledge goes nowhere. It goes with me. So I'm stoked to be part of this. So excited.
Well, and you guys, this tour, the reason why we're charging is because it is costing us money to, get, rent the bus, meet with these suppliers. They're going to be there on a Saturday, and some of the main people flying over. So there are this is not to make money by any means, but it is just enough to help us pay to put the event together. But definitely, I know there's going to be a lot of people signing up. So if you haven't already, just take note of the website and then also the QR code, because we're going to be ending this webinar shortly. And let me know if you guys have registered or not. Put in the comments, or after you have registered, definitely take a screenshot and put it in your stories, tag me and Fuzzy, because we want to make this it is limited so that we can only fit so many people on the bus. I think about 40, and we've already had people come to us, but we let them know that they had to come to this webinar to sign up, and we're giving a huge discount right now just so that we can get a feel for how many people are going to be on. But as you can tell, even today, I mean, we have almost 80 people consistently on this webinar. And like I said, it is crazy value that Fuzzy is going to hook us up with everybody that he is using. Like, other people would not do that, right? And so I thank you again, Fuzzy, for just being so open as you were. Yeah. And then so Magali. Oh yeah. Okay. Nat is getting that.
Well, give Jade couple lines. Jade.
Yep. Jade.
Real quick.
No. Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Fuzzy's broker here on the Big Islands. I've been working with him for about 5-6 years now. And the first time I met him, I was selling one of his investors' properties, and an appraiser was giving us a hard time because the screens weren't on the window. And I called him and he came flying in and putting the screens on. And I was like, God, this guy works hard. And that's how I originally met him. And from there on, our values are the same of helping people. I can't discriminate only on locals, but just in general, helping people get homes, affordable homes. And we work very well together. And I've also met quite a bit of his investors that became really good friends of mine as well. So I actually owe a lot to Mr. Jardine over there. But we've probably done over 30 homes and have a few on the market right now and a few in escrow. And I think you have about 20 something more going on in HPP, Ilonoa area. So yeah, he's just selling them and putting them on the market and getting them in homes. So
thank you, Jade, for all you do. And then, I just wanted to comment because I see Kana on there. Kana, love you, brother. You're another one that started, helping me in the beginning too. Kana's another one who's helping, doing the same thing that I'm doing, and he was the one who helped me get out of the situation on my first project that I did, with actually was his brother was my partner. And then Connor, thank you for all you do and doing the same thing that the vision that I am doing. So wanted to give you props as well. Not only Jade, but Jade, you're the bomb. Thank you. So questions, fire them out.
Yep. If anybody has any questions, drop them in the chat. And if not, you guys can come on, just unmute yourself. But I'll tell you a little bit of story. I know Bruce was on here talking about his trials and tribulations here on Maui, trying to do affordable housing project. I'm actually sitting on one single family house. It's been 18 months now. Can't demo it. It's unlivable. I can't even put a new home on there because the permitting process is taking forever. And I feel like everything is, it's solely dependent even on the city that you're building in, even on the area that you're building in that city. So he's able to find this, in Hilo on the Big Island, an easier way to build, because essentially, for me, it's all about, it's not only like how Jade said, not selling to locals, but selling to affordable homes, making those available for everybody. And this was my most recent project that kind of went full circle. So I had been posting consistently about how I'm investing, door knocking and finding these deals. And an agent had approached me that she had a seller who didn't want to list the house, but she already had a contract with her. So I went to go see the house before it got listed. And the lady, it was fully run down. The roof was caving in, floors, floors were all hamajag. I don't know the
Hamajang
correct
or
term.
Hamajang?
Hamajag, all like
Yeah.
that. It was a house and then also a cottage. And so it took us 1 year to renovate that property. And we ended up selling to a local family that was related to the original owner. And so it came full circle that we got offers, over $1 million. We got cash offers, like just crazy amount. And this was the end of last year. And so we decided to work with the local family. They gave, way lesser bid, but we still made out in the end, So at the end of the day, there's other ways that you can give back as well through, selling to local family as an investor, or you could rent to Section 8, right? Or build affordable new homes like Fuzzy. So I just want to emphasize that there are other ways, not every real estate investor is the same, because there is sometimes a negative connotation. And that's what me and Fuzzy are here to show, is like the good things that can come out of it as well. So I just wanted to share that story because it was super. I knew that the buyer's agent as well is a really good friend of mine, and he would like call me every day going to bat for his people. And he was like, please pick them. Like they've been searching they put in like 80 offers over the last year and none of them got accepted, and they were just so defeated. And I know how that's like. And so, that goes for anybody, even if you're on here and you're thinking about just buying a house for yourself. Just, you never know who the seller might be. So put that letter up there with the picture, and, you never know who's going to look at it and might choose you, even though you're not the highest offer. Maybe you think you can't compete. Just put that offer in. I don't know how many times my friends have told me, oh, I didn't know that was your house. I was going to put an offer, but my agent told me that there was a higher offer in. I was like, oh my gosh, if you would have told me, then I would have picked you, So there's a lot of room for that. But yeah, I just wanted to share that story because there's just so many things that you could do.
Right. Get one other one. My cousin Lance is on here. Sorry.
Yeah.
He found owner who had 2 properties side by side and worked out the owner finance. So we're doing 2 projects with him. I'm helping him. We partnered up. So I'm doing the construction for him and then managing the project. But we'll pay the owner when we sell the houses. So we didn't have to put up money to purchase the land. The owner was willing to hold the land until we built the houses. And then when we sell it, we're gonna pay the owner back the money, and me and Lance will do our split. But like you said, you don't have to have the money to purchase land sometimes to do a project. The owner sometimes will put it up for you or give you that owner finance chance. But
Yeah.
I guess
Well, thank you
everybody,
guys again. Mahalo for joining us for this webinar. Like I said, if you want to come on the bus tour, the link is in the chat. This is our information screenshot. If you ever want to, have any other questions, feel free to, get in touch with both of us. I think we're both, open books when it comes to sharing what we're doing. And if you ever have any questions that we could help you with, potential deals, if you want to lend on projects or be a part of it in some sort of other way, maybe you have contacts that we don't know about that could also help out, referring people to us would be greatly appreciated as well.
mahalo everybody. Aloha.